If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
Yes, to buy our merch. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, we have Led Zeppelin up next.
Yes. And by the way, dear listener, 88 folks in the room, thank you so much. But give us a like or a dislike. Or a dislike. I don't care.
Sadly, if you put a dislike, it won't even show up because YouTube did some funny thing where they don't allow that anymore. I guess only everybody can get stars now. I'm not sure. So,
I know, it's ridiculous. Everybody's getting a participation trophy.
If you want to see your mark, you're going to have to put a thumbs up.
I've got a couple people here that are my arch enemies. They're always going to be perpetually angry at me, but you keep coming back. And so I love the dislike button.
A glutton for punishment.
I love the dislike button. No, people who dislike you build your character.
Oh, I loved that we had the dislike button.
So dislike it, please. Give us a bunch of dislikes, bitches.
But you're not going to see your dislike if you do it. That's what I'm saying.
If you were among the righteous, dazed and confused, Led Zeppelin. Let's go. Why did I think that was Pink Floyd?
Been dazed and confused for so long, it's not true. Wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Lots of people talking, few of them know. Soul of a woman was created below.
How dare you!
That riff is crazy, by the way.
You hurt and abused, telling all of your lies. Run, sweet baby, Lord, how they hypnotize. Sweet little baby, I don't know where you've been. Gonna love you, baby. Here I come again.
That riff is crazy.
Every day I work so hard, bringing home my heart and pain. Try to love you, baby, but you push me away. Don't know where you're going, only know just where you've been. Sweet little baby, I want you again.
Uh-oh. Can't stop. Ooh, that sound is weird.
You guys came from below.
That's it. There it is.
Freaking DJ Nick, bro.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Dazed and confused for so long it's not true. Wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Take it easy, baby, let them say what they will. Don't wax so much when I send you the bill.
Whoa, man.
It didn't get shut down so
It
far.
did not
So
get
far.
shut down so far.
Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, what? Boy, you are you are a man. I see, Nick.
Everybody,
You ain't no bitch.
everybody, we on some shit today,
Yeah.
ladies and gents. I am seeing a bit of a theme, though.
Yeah.
I'm seeing
Nick, what happened?
a bit. Nah, nothing had to happen necessarily. I'm just saying I'm seeing a bit of a theme,
Must have seen something.
a sub theme under the 70s.
Yeah, we're seeing it.
They've been about the fairer sex, as they say.
Yeah.
Um,
This one was.
Okay, the first thing
Go ahead,
about
go
this
ahead.
song, I have to say, whoever this singer is, what's the name of this singer?
What do you?
Of this band?
Led Zeppelin.
No, the singer of the band. The name of the band is Led Zeppelin.
Okay,
But
I literally thought I just heard you say, what's the name of the band?
No, the name of the singer. What's the guy's name?
I don't know. Do you know, to be honest with you, I thought that Led Zeppelin was both the guitarist and the singer.
No, the guy's name is Robert Plant.
Okay, well, I didn't know
Okay.
that. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we're here to do, ladies and gents. We're here to learn. Oh my God, Vin Plant.
The guy's name.
I guess that's one of those things that you're supposed to know.
Apparently. I mean, well.
Do you know this guy's name? Huh?
We
do you
do.
know this guy's
We
name?
do now because you introduced us at the
Really?
beginning of the
What's
stream.
his
It's
name?
Biggie.
No, his name isn't Biggie. It's
Biggie
not on
Smalls.
his fucking birth certificate, Biggie.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God, you're so ignorant. You don't know anything. How could you not know that that's really Christopher Wallace? It's cultural, ladies and
Christopher
gentlemen.
Wallace.
Some people think their culture is universal. Y'all be thinking your culture is like universal.
Well, I mean, it is the culture that has surrounded us, so it feels universal.
Like everybody in the world, like there's whole realities that were existing alongside your guys' reality. Holy
No,
shit.
I don't know what a Zeppelin is. I just thought it was. What is it?
All right.
What is it? Tell me what it is.
All right. France goes Biggie. Yeah, but what's Biggie's name? His name is Christopher Wallace. And the guitarist is Jimmy Page, you ignoramus. Oh, Jimmy Page was in Led Zeppelin?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Okay. Every time
I love
I
it.
hear this is
Ignoramus.
okay.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I was debating on whether or not I should say what I was going to say, and then you interrupted me, and then that convinced me
Yeah.
not to share that information.
Oh, I was going to talk about the singer,
No, talk
but
about it.
everybody went crazy.
Go for it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, no. You convinced me. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh. And John Bonham is the drummer. I've heard people talk about Jimmy Page. Mm-hmm. I've never heard about the John Bonham fella. Okay. So there is something really soulful about that Robert Plant's voice. Really deep and soulful, but at the same time, like very earthy to me, but at the same time, like scary and ethereal in a spiritual,
It definitely,
Jungian sense.
Yeah, it took another...
His voice is really weird. And you know what's really interesting to me is I had a friend, evangelical Christian friend.
Yeah.
And he was telling me one time about, I guess there's all these conspiracy theories about Led Zeppelin being,
Oh, yeah. Play a song
like
backwards. You
demonic. Yeah. They did Stairway to Heaven, right? That was them? So there are these, like theories with Christians that they were demonic and all that.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And worship the devil, and the guy sold his soul, and all this nonsense. And I'm like, nonsense. But like when I listen to him sing, I can understand, because there's something about this dude's voice that you can't quite put your finger on. And I love it. Evangelicals are afraid of everything. I'm sorry, it's my camp, but it's true. You guys are scared of everything. Everything you don't understand, you're afraid of. There's something you can't quite put your finger on about this dude's voice, and I really, really... The last time we did a Zeppelin song, the same thing happened to me when I was listening. He's one of those people, honestly, like if we get a good catalog of songs, like he's one of those people I'm just going to sit down.
Do an album.
Well, not do an album, but I'm just going to sit down and play that on a playlist.
Yeah.
In the dark as I'm exploring myself internally. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was really inspired to go back and do self-exploration after listening to that Jung thing. But that dude's voice does something to some part of my consciousness or being that I've never heard of before. Which is why, even before we got to the lyrics, it's almost like the lyrics are like
secondary?
Like almost like degrade the power of the guy's voice, which, because he's talking about something very common and all the rest of it. And, we'll get into the lyrics, obviously. But, man, this dude's voice is unbelievable. His voice is insane. Go ahead. Keep going.
So, the only thing I ever heard about Led Zeppelin was Stairway to Heaven, play that backwards, blah blah blah. And then there was a friend of mine, and he really, really wanted me to listen to some Led Zeppelin. But I was not really.
Was this R?
No, he wanted me to listen to
bullied?
other. It's so funny because there were multiple different men that came into my life that wanted to either date me or we did date, and they wanted to introduce me to music, and I would not accept it. You're the first person that I allowed to do that. Isn't that crazy? And before that, I was like completely closed off to it. So Led Zeppelin was like completely off the rails.
You wouldn't listen to it.
No. And then
You wouldn't even give it a chance.
Nope, I did not give it a chance because I thought it was demonic. And then I saw a Led Zeppelin. So in my previous relationship, he had a Led Zeppelin shirt that was like, I don't know, it might have been signed or something like that. And then he had this whole like a bunch of like whole CDs and all kinds of stuff, like a lot of stuff.
Your most recent?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Because I stifled that whole thing. I shut the whole thing down.
What'd you do? You made him throw it away?
Well, he stuffed it in a drawer for a long time, and I kept telling him, you should, he thought about maybe selling it, but I thought it was so bad, it was like selling something that's destructive to somebody else.
Oh my God. Yeah,
I was like completely whatever. So, now that I'm listening to the Led Zeppelin stuff, I'm like, wow. Like, the relationship's done, so whatever, but it would have been nice to have been able to talk about music.
Yeah, but I'm not sad that happened.
I'm not sad about it. Well, I think it's a sad thing, but I'm not sad about it now. Now I'm like, well, I mean, obviously it was what it was, and it was, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, that dude, Robert Plant, his voice, but then that guitarist, and I understand he has some sin issues as far as underage girls, okay? And I get that.
Oh, he does?
I just want to acknowledge, somebody put in that, I get it. And I get it, but I'm separating him as the man from his art. But this is the same guy, that that riff.
Yeah.
This guy is like really good at creating simple riffs that just like stay with you, like the this riff that he did here.
Yeah.
Like haunting, but like epic, but simple as in simple to play.
But they feel solid, like like they're the foundation of the beginning of something.
Yeah. Like I feel like this band.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because this is why I laughed. That's why I posted Amy saying ignoramus, because ignorance simply means you lack knowledge, and we lack knowledge about this band.
We do.
Which I love. I love reveling in being ignorant, because that means you can discover shit. Mm-hmm. If you knew everything, then you'd be bored.
That's literally what one of the things that Jordan Peterson was saying when I was listening to it. He was just saying, like, some people look at being wrong as like, oh, you got to protect yourself and you have to give an explanation for why you were wrong, because being wrong is like the unpardonable sin. But he's saying if you look at it as like, oh wait, I'm wrong, cool, there's an opportunity for me to learn something. I used to be more like that, but anyway, carry on.
Between what that guy does with his guitar, because he could get busy. I mean, you saw the solo. That dude could get busy.
Oh, absolutely.
But at the same time, having simple riffs that are just epic and can move you like that's like a thing that a lot of artists who are really like the master of their craft don't understand. You know what I'm talking about. They just don't get it. Music is ultimately about moving someone, and there's a time to showcase your genius, but not for 5 minutes. But yeah, I that combination of that singer and that guitarist, those guys are probably, and this is gonna sound blasphemous to people, and I don't care. We've done 2 or 3 Jimi Hendrix songs.
Yeah,
I like Jimi Hendrix songs. I like them, but people are saying that Jimi Hendrix is like the GOAT. Like the unquestioned GOAT. I was watching a clip, a couple, whatever, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, nobody's even close to Jimi Hendrix." Blah 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 blah. And he's like, "Everybody that you like has been inspired by Jimi Hendrix." Well, Tom Brady's inspired by the quarterbacks that came before him, but he's the best. He's this Jimmy Page guy. And I saw a thing with one of the people where I guess Jimmy Page said that Jimi Hendrix was the best of all time. Fine, that's their opinion. But for me, I'm not seeing it. This Jimmy Page guy, what he moves me deeper than Hendrix moves me. Like, not even close. With what he does with the guitar. I like Hendrix, I think he's very talented. But what this dude does with the guitar, to me, now watch people, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. To me, to Vincent. What he does is just so epic. This guy's an epic guitarist. That's the issue.
Yeah.
It's epic,
Yeah.
man. That I don't even know the name of that song. But what was it? Kashmir. I think it was.
I
the
think
name of the
that's
song.
somebody said Kashmir in the.
And then this riff, unbelievable. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying? Go ahead.
No,
what were you
I
saying?
agree with you. I don't think that I think that people can be influenced by other people. I agree with all of that.
Yeah, I mean, so we can get into the lyrics, and I understand it's blasphemous to say, and people are going to go crazy on it, but.
Secondly, how did people remember though? There was the whole thing about playing his stuff backwards. How did people do that?
Yeah,
I never understood how they were able to accomplish this. And people were
backwards
always
masking,
saying,
right?
yeah, they were always saying, "Whoa, you should listen to this backwards." I'm like, first of all, one, I don't even know who this guy is. Two, I don't know how I would get my hands on that CD or tape or whatever. And three, how do you even do that once you're there?
Yeah.
But it seemed like everybody was saying it like, this is obvious and you should know how to do it. Was it that simple to get stuff to play backwards?
No, it was studio trickery. Yeah, when we were in the mall, I was on with Homeboy.
So why make it sound like
and
anybody
he said
can
that the
do
Beatles
that?
did stuff with experimented with backwards masking. I don't. Well,
I still don't know how to make a song
in
play
the
backwards.
80s, evangelicals used to do that. They used to have these tapes and be like, "Listen to this."
Oh, I know.
And whatever.
Anything sounds crazy when you play it backwards and faster.
Yeah, everything
and slower.
sounds satanic when you play it backwards.
Like if you do it forward, then it's the chipmunks.
Yeah, because the
happens
devil's
when you go
like
backwards?
his native language is like English. It's like fucked up backwards English. That's his native language. Motherfucker's been around for like fucking millions of years and shit. Like
For some
fucking
reason,
English.
I thought that you were being serious. And I'm like, why is Vin saying this? Like, I was trying to process why you were saying. Okay. Yeah. Ridiculous, people. Ridiculous.
This is what I deal with.
And he's mean.
Lyrically, he's dealing with some.
He can't separate himself from this woman.
Yep, the hurt and the abuse. Telling all your lies, your sugary lies.
Mm-hmm.
Running around, sweet baby. Lord, how they hypnotize. Sweet little baby, I don't know where you been. Gonna love you, baby. Here I come again. So he can't.
He can't separate himself. He knows he should. I feel like you'd be in this situation if you weren't a son of a bitch. Is that what the song is before?
Wait, be in a situation with who?
With me.
No.
Why? If I was all destructive or whatever.
No.
What do you mean no?
You. No.
No what? Like if
This
stop.
is a deviant woman.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm saying like, let's say I became a deviant woman to some, and I wanted to put you through some stuff. I feel like that if you weren't like a man, then you would be in the same situation.
There's a difference between not standing up for yourself and loving a person. Look, I keep trying to explain this to you. If I love you, that's it.
That's what I'm saying.
But the only difference,
That's exactly what I'm
with me
saying.
is I wouldn't leave you. So
Did he leave her?
No, like I feel like he leaves and he comes back.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. I'm
leaves
saying
and
you'd
go-
be in the
I
same.
would never leave and come back. I don't do that. Mm-hmm. I would just stay with you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't keep leaving you.
But literally, that's what I was saying. I was saying that, but you're not the type of person to like. I feel like he needs to stand up for himself a little bit here, and
Yeah, he's saying I'm coming back to you. That means he left her. I wouldn't leave.
right.
So,
Well, I'm not trying to be a horrible person to you either.
yeah, but
so I mean,
he says, I wanted a woman, I never bargained for you. The soul of a woman was created below.
I know. I saw that one. I was like, what? I mean,
A lot of dudes' misogyny, though. A lot of times it just comes from a bad relationship. You know what I'm saying? They had a bad relationship. Like the biggest misogynist we knew. That guy. You know what I'm talking about?
the one with the suffering buttons.
Yeah, JB. Shout out to JB. and his when that girl
What was that thing?
that girl was preaching to you about all that shit.
Yeah.
And then the minute shout out to
you too.
hypocritical ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of it, they have a bad relationship experience with a girl or a couple of bad ones.
Yep.
I remember I was in the car with this dude, and he's like, I was trying to walk him through it a little bit and be like, bro, like, this is unbecoming of a Christian man, this attitude you have with women. I said, it's unmanly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's unbecoming.
And he was just
Okay.
he was just sitting there like, the girls never want me, and he basically said he said women are all gold diggers or shit like that. And I said, beloved, I said,
I don't think there was not a single girl in our crew that was a gold digger.
no. The problem
None
the
of
problem
them.
was he was fiscally irresponsible. I mean, he got his.
Right.
There are situations. I'm not going to get into details, but brother
Yeah.
was fiscally irresponsible.
Right.
And so
There was
instead
no
of
gold
instead of
diggers.
taking accountability for the fact that he was fiscally irresponsible, and especially up here, because in the circles where we were with, nobody was dating, nobody was doing like this, like, hey, we're just gonna have some fun for 6 months and see where it goes. Everybody's thinking about getting married and having kids and starting a family. Well, if that's a mindset, then I'm sorry, if you're not good with money, and a girl finds out that you're not very good with money and you can't provide any financial security for her, you're going to go lower on the totem pole. That's just how it is. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But he wants to characterize that as
They're
gold
gold
digging.
diggers.
And they didn't like him, so they were all shallow. And he got more and more and more bitter. And
But there was people in his range. He just didn't want it.
well, that was the other thing, is that there were girls in his range who were very sweet, nice young ladies, but he wanted, what did he say one time? He says, I'm not going below an 8, he says. Beloved, you're a 2. but it just, he just let that
And the thing is,
metastasize into some real
That's-
bitterness against all women now.
that's the thing. Yep.
And, unfortunately,
It's hard. It's hard when you've been hurt by somebody and you want to, like, I don't know why blanket statements give like temporary reprieve from the feelings of negativity. Like, if you say, oh, well, you know what? Like, all guys are whatever, or all women are this way, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Then it's not like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's a way of escaping your own personal culpability in the situation. I'm not really sure. I don't know why people do it. But I mean, the first time that I met him was, years. He was 13 years younger when I first met him, and he was still in that weird place. Like, he was still very weird.
yeah.
He didn't put off like safe like vibes, and he put, you know what I mean? He, at that point, even, I'm pretty sure it was around that point where he was saying that he wanted someone that was like above an 8.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
Yeah. Yeah. It just, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it was 13 years later. It didn't get better. It got worse.
Well, yeah.
So if you don't work on those mindsets,
That's what I'm saying, fellas. Like, if you don't attack that shit
yeah,
and dig it out by the roots, it's not going to get better with age.
right.
Like, you got to figure that and get some counseling, do something. The problem with this guy is he had a hard time with his mom. He had but my thing was,
I know.
of course,
And it's sad,
The
yeah.
entire time I was talking to this dude, I'm like, if there's anybody on the planet that could and should be a woman hater, it's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you've had to do work at separating.
Well,
This is
you were a big factor in that, though.
well, yeah, but me and your mother have similar traits in some areas.
Yeah, but like you redeemed all women for me.
Babe, why do you say sweet
I told
things
you
like that?
No, it's true. I told you that before. It's not no surprise. But like you were like
No, it's always a
You're
surprise
like the epitome
when
of that.
more time goes by, and so you get to know me more of who I am, and you're still saying that.
no,
it's
you
still
were
a
the epitome of that
surprise.
for me. Because you're so compassionate.
I remember one time we were at a Bible study, and then somebody, was doing prayer time, and then somebody said something. Their daughter had cancer, some shit like that, and everybody just sitting there, oh, that's terrible. You guys immediately, I'm like, oh my God, like this is like, look at this, and I was like, wow. But there were just so many. But at the same time, you were very, very powerful. Very, when you would pray and shit, like, and then when you were like, open your Bible and you'd be like, you were just very powerful, and I just loved and admired. Like there's nothing, even talking about it being platonic. It wasn't even like that. It was just like, it was your spirit to spirit, and I'm like, this is is the epitome of womanhood. This fucking person right here, and it was just a combination of power and the compassion and the passion and the whatever. And I was just like, man. And I was like, okay, you can't, if God, if there's women walking around the planet like this, then they're, you can't take your bad experience and then, so
That's crazy.
So, and then obviously I started looking at the Bible, and then of course, and all the high points, it's women that are turning the key, right? It's like women are wisdom in Proverbs. Mm-hmm. Christ is actually, I rejoice before him all the days, and rejoicing in the children, sons of Adam, and all this in Proverbs 8. Mm-hmm. It's actually all those are feminine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So historically, the church has applied it to Christ, but it's actually in the feminine.
Really?
Yeah. It's because wisdom is a woman all through Proverbs.
Yeah.
Women are at the resurrection. My favorite one is that the Jerusalem above is free, and she is our mother. And so I'm starting to, and it really, I was like slipping all over the place, and then ran into you, and then God's like, look at this, 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 and then it also backwards like healed a lot of shit between me and my mom because of the similarities between.
For real?
Yeah, because then God was like, if your mom didn't go XYZ, this is what she would have been, and this is what she was before X, Y, and Z should have. I was like, oh, okay. Which is why now when you're like, you've seen me and all this, like, I've seen you after X, Y, and Z should happen to you. So it's exactly the same story with my mom and all the rest of it. It's very, very complicated. But yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, fellas, you gotta work on it. If you have bitterness to all women, because look, there's 8 billion people on the planet. If you got bitterness to all women, that doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. Anyway,
I mean, the same is true for us women, because the blanket statements work for us too. All men are like this. Oh, they're all jerks. Oh, they're all inconsiderate. Oh, they're all abusers. Oh, they're all users. They're all, you know what I mean? There's all these blanket statements that we have too, instead of taking people as individuals. And simultaneously to that, I think, and maybe I'm saying something that, come in on the side if this is off. I'm currently talking with this girl that she's in an abusive, well, she was in an abusive relationship, and I kept pushing at her but I knew she had to make the decision for herself, so when she'd message me, and, he was abusing her or whatever, and she told me about it, and I kept telling, I said, what's your plan? What's your plan? Your kids are seeing them. What's your plan? Like, what's going to change this? And I kept pushing her to say, what's the plan? And she didn't, for the longest time, hasn't had a plan. And she finally, she kept going back to him. It was the same bad situation over and over. And then she decided that she was going to end the relationship. And it's been ended for a short span of time now. But I told her, I said, are you in any counseling? Like, you should see somebody to help you work through this. And she said, she called right away, and then she put right in the messages, I called, I'm on a waiting list now, blah, blah, blah. Which is sad that she has to be on a waiting list, but like the fact that she just jumped right on that, and we talk and stuff, but she can't, that experience that she's had with that guy was exacerbated because she stayed. So she saw more of the evil of a bad man because she refused to do what she needed to do as a woman and say, you're abusive, you need to get some help in healing, or this relationship's not going to continue. And I understand that's a very difficult thing to do. But I think that there has to be some, like, we can't put all the blame on the guy for doing it. Yes, he's responsible, absolutely. But we have to take responsibility to say, I'm not staying in this abusive situation, because nobody can take somebody else out of it. Like, you have to make that choice yourself. And sometimes it's very difficult. I mean, she's going through it right now. Like, now in the evening, she's by herself. She's got one kid, and she's by herself in the evenings. And, even though the relationship is difficult or was difficult, it was still like someone's there some of the time.
100%.
So you know, she's got a lot of work ahead of her, but she's taken the right steps, and I'm super proud of her.
Yeah. What do you get the song?
You go first.
It's a 10 for me, which I don't want to give out 10s, but I really enjoyed this song.
That's a 10 for me.
What can be done? Nothing can be done.
I agree.
I'm being very discriminating in my judging, but it's a 10. All right. There you are, dear listener. Vin out.
Sorry, out.
Gone.